I'm Joy Blankenship. I'm Director of Global Payroll and Stock Administration. Been with Workday about 3 years. Started in payroll, 20 years ago. I've done multi-state payrolls with, payrolls as big as 30,000 employees down to like mid-level, 2,000 or so employees in just a couple of states. Medium enterprise, I think they tend to rely on those smaller systems. And even in my past, we did as well, because they tend to cater to the smaller, the mid-market companies. They're cheaper. You kind of rely on using those old systems where you can take data from one to another easily. And I think when you have limited staff, it makes sense because that's what you've done and you have to keep costs down. You tend to get into that kind of groove and you don't think about all the costs that go into and the time and potential errors that go into taking that data from one and putting it into another. It's not like you're doing that just in any time frame. You're usually doing that in a tight payroll window as well. And if you have 2 people or sometimes even 1 person, what do you do if that person's not there? And you've got, 2 or 3 different systems you're using, and even more concerning, maybe that person or 1 or 2 people are the only people with access to those systems. You really put the business even at risk in those cases. The other thing is especially as you start to think about scale, and a lot of, mid-market companies are looking to figure out how to scale is you want to do that earlier versus, when you're at 1,000 or 2,000 people because, those data loads may be fine at 500, but by the time you're at 1,000 or 2,000, that's not manageable. You're thinking that, doing all these manual, processes, you're actually saving time when you could be saving that time by automating things. What do you do in those cases in a small business like that? You really need an integrated system where you're not relying on one person to do, these manual data exchanges. So, and Workday does bring that. And the other thing it brings is that it's much more intuitive than, relying on a third party or an old legacy system like that.